Welcome back, listeners. We're diving headfirst into the fast-paced world of exponential tech today.
The future is unfolding before our very eyes.
Absolutely, and in this deep dive, we're going to be unpacking the latest and greatest in crypto, AI, and robotics, all straight from the Exponential TOM newsletter dated January 25th, 2025.
The January 25th newsletter, oh yeah. There's a lot to unpack there.
There is. We got Bitcoin making some big waves.
Huge waves.
AI is getting ready to, totally revolutionize how we work, maybe even play.
Oh, yeah.
And robots, don't even get me started. They're getting smarter, safer, doing things we never thought possible.
Buckle up.
Let's kick things off in the crypto world.
All right.
Specifically with Bitcoin. It's been grabbing headlines, you know.
Yeah, Bitcoin is getting some serious attention, especially from some big names.
We're talking huge names, like BlackRock huge.
BlackRock, the world's biggest asset manager, is all in on Bitcoin.
You know, how all in are we talking here?
They're holding, reportedly, something like $60 billion worth of Bitcoin.
$60 billion. That's not just dipping their toes in the water. That's like a full-blown cannonball into the crypto pool.
It's a huge statement, and it's fueling speculation about Bitcoin's future, not just as a, speculative asset, but as a real store of value.
So this could mean big things for the average investor like you. What does this mean for the everyday person who's, thinking about getting into crypto? Could this be the moment that Bitcoin finally hits the mainstream?
It's certainly possible, especially with BlackRock also pushing for a Bitcoin ETF.
An ETF. Okay, so what's so special about this ETF?
Well, they're pushing for one with a twist. In-kind redemptions.
In-kind redemptions. Sounds complicated. Break that down for me.
Basically, it means if you own shares of this Bitcoin ETF and want to sell, you could choose to receive actual Bitcoin instead of just cash.
Wow. So it's like saying, we believe in Bitcoin so much, we're willing to let you trade in those ETF shares for the real deal.
Exactly. It's a pretty big deal. It caters to those bigger institutional investors who are looking for direct exposure to Bitcoin.
Yeah.
It just solidifies that image of Bitcoin as a mature asset class, something worth investing in for the long haul.
And BlackRock isn't the only one making big moves. We got MicroStrategy, remember them?
Oh, yeah. Another big Bitcoin holder.
They're doubling down, too.
They are, and in a way that sends a strong signal about their financial stability. They're buying back their debt.
It's a strategic move for sure. It just shows how confident they are in Bitcoin's future. They're putting their money where their mouth is.
Exactly.
So, we've got all this stuff happening in the crypto world. A lot of it's centered around Bitcoin. But Bitcoin isn't the only game in town.
What about Ethereum? What's going on over there?
Ethereum is gearing up for a huge upgrade.
A huge upgrade.
In March, yeah. They're calling it Petra. And it's bringing some major improvements to the platform.
Like what?
Oh, think faster transaction speeds, enhanced privacy features, more efficient staking mechanisms. They're even incorporating things like ZK snarks.
Okay, now you're just using big words to impress me. What does this mean for the average user who maybe isn't a blockchain expert?
This upgrade essentially means Ethereum's getting a supercharge. It's going to be more scalable, secure, and easier to use, even for someone who's not deep into the tech. And that could have a huge impact on all the decentralized applications built on Ethereum. It's a whole ecosystem.
A whole ecosystem. So Ethereum is really positioning itself as the platform for everyone, from everyday users to, those big-time developers building the next generation of decentralized apps.
Right. Its versatility is a huge strength.
So we've got Bitcoin making waves with institutional investors and Ethereum getting a major upgrade. What's happening in the world of DeFi and NFTs? Are they keeping up with all this excitement?
Well, the DeFi landscape is facing some challenges. Thorchain, a pretty popular decentralized exchange platform.
I've heard of them.
They've hit a rough patch. They've had to pause operations because of a big debt burden.
That's never a good sign.
No, it's not. And it just goes to show that not all DeFi projects are created equal. You've got to be careful. Do your research before jumping in. Even those with promising technology can hit unexpected hurdles.
This is a good reminder for anyone out there dabbling in DeFi. Do your due diligence, understand the risks.
Exactly. Understand the risks and don't put all your eggs in one basket.
Diversify. Yeah, great point. Now, what about NFTs? What's the latest on that front?
Well, while the overall market is down, there are some NFT projects that are really showing resilience. Like take the Pudgy Penguins.
The Pudgy Penguins, okay.
They're not just surviving, they're thriving.
What's their secret sauce? Why are they doing so well when others are struggling?
Community. They built a strong community around their brand, real engagement. And they've focused on creating actual utility for their NFTs, not just hype.
So it's not just about pretty pictures, it's about like real value, real use cases, right?
Right. And that's a key takeaway for anyone in the NFT space.
Yep.
Look beyond the hype, look for projects with utility, a strong community, and a clear vision.
All right, solid advice. So we've got Bitcoin getting love from big institutions, Ethereum is leveling up, and NFTs are all about community.
That's the crypto landscape in a nutshell. Lots of exciting developments, some cautionary tales.
Now let's shift gears and let's talk about AI and robotics. This is where things start to get really interesting. Are we talking self-driving cars and robot butlers yet?
Well, maybe not butlers, but we are getting closer.
Okay, I'm all ears. Let's hear it.
OpenAI, the folks behind ChatGPT,
Yeah.
they've come up with something called Operator. And it's pretty groundbreaking. It's an AI that can actually do stuff for you online.
Like what?
Stuff like filling out forms, those tedious forms we all hate, ordering groceries, booking appointments, all through a simple browser interface.
No way. So it's like having a personal assistant who lives inside my computer. That's amazing.
Exactly. And it's a big step towards an AI that really understands the digital world and can interact with it just like a person would.
Wow, that's going to change everything. Imagine all those boring tasks we do online just gone.
Exactly.
I could finally catch up on my, my reading list.
More time for the things that matter.
Speaking of things that matter, AI isn't just changing how we work. It's starting to get creative, too.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's even making waves in the music world.
Wait, AI making music? How's that even possible?
Well, take Deezer, the music streaming service.
Mhm.
They're using AI to actually generate music.
Hold on, you're telling me I could be listening to tunes created by algorithms? That's wild. What does this even mean for the future of music?
It's a big question and a fascinating one. Are we going to see algorithms replacing human musicians?
Or will we see a collaboration, like a fusion of human creativity and AI ingenuity?
It's a whole new frontier.
Yeah.
And it's raising some really intriguing questions about the nature of creativity
Mm.
in a world where machines can create art.
This is mind-blowing stuff. But while AI is composing symphonies online, what's happening with robots in the real world? Any updates on those drone deliveries we've been promised for years?
Actually, there's been a bit of a setback on that front. Amazon has paused their drone delivery program in some areas.
Oh, what happened?
Safety concerns. It seems like those dreams of having packages dropped on our doorsteps by flying robots might have to wait a little longer.
That's a bummer, but it's also a good reminder that safety has to come first. It's not just about the technology working, it's about making sure it works responsibly and safely in our communities.
Absolutely. Public trust is essential for any new technology to really take off, especially when it comes to autonomous systems like drones.
So Amazon's drone deliveries might be on hold for now, but other institutions are making strides in robotics, focusing on making them not just smarter, but safer, right?
Yeah, MIT, for example, is doing some pretty amazing research on this.
What are they working on?
Their researchers are teaching robots how to handle unpredictable tasks. Tasks that are open-ended, where there's no clear set of instructions. Imagine a robot that can adapt to a changing environment and still figure out how to get the job done.
So we're talking robots that can think on their feet, so to speak.
Exactly. Robots that can collaborate with humans in all sorts of situations, from healthcare to disaster relief.
The possibilities are endless.
They are, and what's even more exciting is that these advanced technologies are becoming more accessible to everyone, not just big research labs.
How so?
NVIDIA, a leader in all things tech, is putting powerful AI models right onto personal computers. This means the average person can now have access to the same kind of technology that's used to train those really advanced AI systems.
Wow, so we're talking about democratizing AI, giving everyone the tools to explore and innovate.
Exactly, and Carnegie Mellon University is also doing its part. They're partnering with institutions all over the world to offer robotics education and training.
So they're equipping the next generation with the skills to thrive in this rapidly changing world.
It's all about empowering people with the right tools and knowledge to shape the future of technology.
It's incredible to see how far we've come and how quickly things are evolving. The convergence of crypto, AI, and robotics is shaping a future that's both exciting and challenging, full of both potential and uncertainty.
It's a future we're all creating together, one step at a time.
And this is just the beginning. We'll dive even deeper into this fascinating world and explore the implications of these advancements in the next part of our deep dive.
Stay tuned.
So we've covered a lot of ground already, from institutional investors diving headfirst into Bitcoin to AI composing music and robots learning to adapt on the fly.
It's mind-blowing, isn't it? But what's even more fascinating to me is how these technologies are starting to, like, intertwine.
Yeah, it's like watching different pieces of a puzzle coming together to reveal this bigger picture.
Exactly. We're witnessing this convergence of exponential technologies where crypto, AI, and robotics aren't just operating in their own little bubbles anymore.
They're blending together, creating possibilities we could only dream of before.
Possibilities, and maybe some things we haven't even thought of yet.
Give me an example. How are these technologies actually merging in the real world?
Well, look at the rise of DAOs.
DAOs, okay. Remind me, what are DAOs again?
Decentralized autonomous organizations. Think of it like an organization that's essentially run by code, governed by blockchain technology, maybe even managed by AI.
So organizations without like a CEO or a board of directors, just algorithms and smart contracts making all the decisions.
Pretty much. It's a radical departure from the traditional corporate structures we're used to.
It sounds like something straight out of science fiction.
It does, doesn't it? But it has the potential to revolutionize how we work, how we create, even how we govern ourselves.
So imagine a future where companies are run by AI, profits are distributed fairly among token holders, and decisions are made based on data, not gut feelings.
It's a model that really challenges the status quo. It questions those old ideas of hierarchy and control.
It's exciting and a little bit scary at the same time. What would this mean for workers, for investors, for the economy as a whole?
It's a big question, and honestly, we don't have all the answers yet. But DAOs could create new forms of work and economic participation. Imagine contributing your skills to a DAO and earning tokens based on your contribution.
It's like a whole new way of thinking about work. It's about contributing to a shared goal and benefiting collectively.
It also potentially leads to more transparent and equitable decision-making.
Okay, so DAOs, potentially revolutionary, but like any new technology, there are going to be challenges, right? What are some of the risks we need to be aware of?
But one big challenge is security. We need to make sure that the code governing these DAOs is bulletproof, that it can't be hacked or manipulated.
Because if someone figures out how to exploit the code, the whole thing could crumble, right?
Exactly. And there's also the legal and regulatory side of things. DAOs exist outside of traditional corporate structures.
So we need to figure out how to regulate them, how to make sure they operate fairly and transparently without stifling innovation.
It's a balancing act, finding that sweet spot between fostering innovation and protecting people.
So we've talked about DAOs as an example of this convergence, but it feels like this is just the tip of the iceberg.
Oh, absolutely. We're just scratching the surface.
This brings up an important question for our listeners. What can they do to prepare for a future where DAOs and other convergent technologies become the norm?
Well, the first step is awareness. Read about these technologies, experiment with them if you can, and most importantly, join the conversation.
The more we understand about how these technologies work and the potential impact they could have, the better equipped we'll be to navigate this changing landscape.
Exactly. Don't just be a passive observer, be an active participant.
So it's about asking questions, challenging assumptions, and thinking critically about the role these technologies will play in our lives.
Yes, and don't be afraid to get your hands dirty. Try things out, break things, learn from your mistakes.
So we've talked about the big picture stuff like DAOs and the convergence of these technologies, but let's zoom in for a minute. How might these advancements impact our everyday lives in a more tangible way?
Imagine a world where your AI assistant doesn't just manage your calendar and answer emails, but can book your travel, file your taxes, maybe even manage your investments.
So AI handling all those tedious tasks, freeing up our time and mental energy for more important things.
Exactly. You could focus on your hobbies, spend more time with loved ones, pursue your passions.
And as robots become more advanced and, importantly, safer, they could start playing a bigger role in our daily lives, too.
Think about robots helping with household chores, providing companionship for the elderly, even assisting with childcare.
It's a future where technology doesn't replace human connection, but actually enhances it. But of course, there's the big question that always comes up when we talk about AI and automation jobs. What happens to jobs when machines can do so much of what humans do now?
It's a valid concern, and there's no easy answer. Some jobs will inevitably be displaced, but new jobs will also be created. The key is going to be adaptability.
Adaptability, learning new skills, embracing lifelong learning.
Exactly. We need to focus on developing the skills that machines can't replicate, those uniquely human qualities that will be in high demand in this new world.
Like what? Give me some examples.
Things like critical thinking, complex problem solving, creativity, communication, emotional intelligence. Those are the skills that will set us apart.
And it's not about competing with machines, it's about finding ways to work alongside them, using their strengths to amplify our own.
It's a partnership, a collaboration between human ingenuity and technological advancement.
But this partnership raises some ethical concerns. As AI and robots become more integrated into our lives, how do we ensure that they're used responsibly? How do we prevent bias, protect privacy, and make sure these technologies are used for good?
We need to be having those conversations right now. We need to develop ethical frameworks and guidelines to steer the development and implementation of these technologies in a direction that benefits all of humanity.
It's about making sure that technology serves us, not the other way around.
Exactly. It's about shaping a future where technology enhances our lives and empowers us to reach our full potential.
It's a future worth fighting for.
It is. And it's a future we can build together.
We've explored some pretty incredible advancements, from the rise of DAOs to the potential of AI assistants and robots in our daily lives.
It's a lot to take in, that's for sure. A whirlwind of information and possibilities.
Yeah, and if you're feeling a bit overwhelmed, maybe even a little apprehensive, it's totally understandable.
It's a natural reaction when we're confronted with such massive technological shifts.
Oh.
The world's changing right before our eyes.
Absolutely. But amidst all the uncertainty and the rapid pace of change, there's also a sense of excitement.
Oh, for sure. For sure. Like, we're standing on the cusp of a new era, and we get to be a part of it.
As we wrap up this deep dive, I want to try and distill everything we've discussed down to one key takeaway.
One key takeaway, huh?
Yeah, if there's one thing you want our listeners to remember from this episode, what would it be?
If I had to pick one word, I think it would be adaptability.
Adaptability. Why adaptability?
Because in this age of exponential technological change, the ability to adapt is more important than ever.
The world is changing so fast. The skills we need, the industries that are thriving, even the way we connect with each other, it's all in flux.
Right. And it's not enough to just learn new things.
Yeah.
We have to be able to unlearn old ways of thinking and relearn constantly to keep up.
It's about embracing change, becoming comfortable with uncertainty, and developing that resilience to bounce back from setbacks.
And it's not just about technical skills either. We need to nurture those uniquely human qualities that set us apart.
What kind of qualities are we talking about?
Creativity, critical thinking, problem solving, emotional intelligence, empathy, the ability to build genuine connections with other people. These are the things that machines, at least for now, can't replicate.
So as technology advances, our human qualities become even more important, not less.
Exactly. It's like finding that balance between human ingenuity and technological power.
Yeah.
Using technology to enhance our strengths, not replace them.
It's about shaping a future where technology empowers us to be more human, not less. And as we navigate this future, it's important to remember that we're not alone.
We're all in this together. We need to be having open and honest conversations about these technologies, sharing our insights, collaborating, and working together to ensure that these advancements benefit everyone.
It's about shaping a future that's not only innovative, but also equitable, a future where technology serves humanity. So as you continue to explore this exciting world of exponential technologies, remember to embrace adaptability, nurture those human qualities that make you unique, and engage in those meaningful conversations with others.
Keep asking questions, stay curious, and remember, the future is not something that just happens to us. We have the power to shape it.
That's a great note to end on. Keep diving deep, stay curious, and we'll see you in the next deep dive.
Until then, keep exploring.